Hi there, I'm Ms. Artastic, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to set up classroom routines. So let's dive in on this episode and let's make some art. So the very first thing you're going to do is make a list of routines that you really want to work on implementing in your classroom. So for things like how to enter and start class, I would have a routine for how to line up, and would be a routine. How to clean up, that would be a great routine. Work time or listening during instruction, whatever you want to do as a routine, whatever's important to you. I would make a list of the ones you want to implement in your classroom. Now, you can't have a routine for literally everything, but the ones that are the main ones that you want to practice over and over again and get really good at with your students, make a list of what you would like to accomplish. Next, number 2 is that for each of those routines, you're going to write the steps for that routine for how it's going to look like from start, middle to finish, right? So this should be done in like 4 steps, like first, then, next, after. First, we are going to put our name on our work and hand it in. Then we're going to tidy our tables. Next, we're going to help our friends get done, and then after, we're going to wash our hands and quietly push in our chairs. Whatever it is, I'm making it up on the spot right now. But for instance, right, you're going to put it as a first, then, next, after, and that way if you use that wording, it's kind of like already that visual cue sort of language, and it's very simple to help make it accessible to all your students. And then when you're teaching it, you can have make some magnets for your board. Like I always have whiteboard magnets that say first, then, next, after. I just typed on paper first, then, next, after, and cut it out in like a rectangle, laminate, put some magnetic tape on the back. And I use those for everything, like what we're doing today. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do. First, you're going to do this, then you're going to do this worksheet, then you're going to hand it in, then you're going to go do this quiet time, fast finisher activity. Or first, you're going to do lesson, then you're going to do exploration, next you're going to do your art project, after you're going to do your fast finisher or art centers. Whatever it is, you can use first and next after for literally everything, and then you don't have to repeat yourself about what kids, you don't have to remind kids what they're supposed to do. They can just look up at the board and be like, oh, first I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, next, then after I'm going to do that. Done. So first and next after, and then that way when you're teaching their routine, you're going to write under first, we're going to do this, then we're going to do this, next we're going to do this, and after. So that way it's always nice, clear communication. This is going to help it be successful when we implement. Okay, so number 3, next you're going to teach one routine at a time. You're going to model it yourself using the same first, then, next, after language. And then you're going to say, all right, who can volunteer? Does anybody here think they can show me how to do it and remember the steps of how to do this? And you're like, wow, look at that. Oh, can somebody else show me? And you're going to have students model it. Let's see if we can all do it together as a class. And then you can have everybody modeling it. All right, so next, number 4 is to practice and gamify it. So that's a new thing. Everything is gamification, gamify it. You're turning it into a game. So what I like to do is okay, if we can do a perfect cleanup routine 10 times, we're gonna have a class prize or a class reward. So we're gonna see, right? All right, ready, go. So we're gonna do practice sessions first, and we're gonna see, maybe just partway through the day, we're gonna practice a routine, like stop and listen. I wanted to have a routine for stopping whatever we're doing and listening and looking at me for instructions, and I call it stop and listen. So I'm like, stop and listen, and I want to see if we can all randomly just stop whatever we're doing and look at the teacher, everything down, and listen. I would practice that over and over and over at the beginning of the year. So that way during the year, I just say stop and listen, everybody would be stop and look at me and listen. But for end of year, for cleanup time at the end of class, you'd be like, okay, cleanup routine starts now, and then you do your cleanup routine. And if it's done perfectly within your time limit, maybe it's like a 5-minute cleanup, perfectly clean, 5 minutes, everybody's sitting at their tables, ready to go, then they get 1 point. And at 10 points, that class earns 10 points. Maybe you could do like a art and movie day, right? Where they're watching a movie while they're working on their project or whatever it is. And if they're not really working, then that's okay too. But they really worked hard and they're gonna be really good at cleanups, which is so important for the rest of the year, isn't it? Or whatever you wanna do for a reward, you can totally do it. Maybe like a free art day. I don't know what it is. Whatever you wanna come up with, that is cool. And I think gamifying it makes it awesome. Number 5 was to do rewards or points for doing it well. That's what I had on my notes, but I already covered that. So we're moving on to number 6, which is practice until it's a habit and redo it when things go awry. So you're going to continue to practice your routines over and over and over again as something like, okay, we're going to do cleanup, this practice our cleanup routine. We're going to keep saying it in this language and remind them the first, then, next, after over and over again, and having maybe kids model it. Until it's just a habit and you don't need to give any direction. You just say, okay, cleanup time and go. And then if they can do it all, we can move out of practice mode. Now, sometimes the honeymoon phase after the beginning of the year happens and they have a nice couple months of honeymoon phase and then things start changing. And now they're like maybe testing or like forgetting stuff. And we need to re-practice it. Okay, guys, I noticed that we're just literally running towards the door instead of walking, pushing your chairs in and quietly walking to the door. Well, all of a sudden, you guys got up and ran there, and there's stuff all over the floor, so we didn't even clean up. So maybe we need to practice this again. So now you're gonna go back and revisit and really bring them back in, so that way things don't unravel, and then you get to Christmas break and it's just a mess, right? So we want to make sure that we redo and implement and re-practice it when things go a little awry. All right, my question for you today is, what things do you set up routines for in your classroom? What do you like to have a routine for in your classroom? Let me know in the comment section below the video, and then you can also explore other people's ideas to see what they say. Maybe you want to get some ideas from them. That'd be so fun. All right, your next video to watch is how to plan the year as an art teacher. You can watch that video by clicking the link above or in the description below the video. As well, if you are looking for a art teacher professional development course to help you with things like classroom management systems, proactive approaches to classroom management, engagement strategies and student participation, time management, and helping you go from a flustered teacher, not sure about lesson planning or planning the year, to somebody who's really confident in your classroom, a stress-free, happier you, then make sure you check out my online Pro D course, professional development course, that will give you 10 professional development hours called Art Teacher Academy. You can check it out by scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking the link in the description of the video, or simply just Google Art Teacher Academy to find it. And it will give you video tutorials plus workbooks, and then you can watch that my professional development course as many times as you want. And it is forever access, means that you can watch it anytime, anywhere. You're always going to regain your access. And then when you do complete it, you will get a certificate of completion and 10 Pro D hours just for you. I'm so excited, and I hope you check out Art Teacher Academy, an art teacher specific professional development workshop. Alright, my friend, that's it for this video. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel to help me continue to do these videos. Remember that Artastic Collective, our curriculum, opens next in January, so make sure you get on the waitlist at artasticcollective.com, and I'll see you in the next episode.